Hi there and welcome back. In the last video, I've shown you a QWeb report that displays multiple pages and uses the strategy called pagination. We have also compartmentalized our long report by subdividing our headers into two parts and reuse the second header in our main content. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a report derived from an SQL statement in PostgreSQL. Because normally most reports are created from that. You don't have to create very complex models in order to be able to create or produce a report. You just have to create a select statement. Now in this case, I'd like to show you how to create that select statement and to create a user interface view that will ask for the parameters of the report. Like for example, we are going to summarize all transactions of the hotel given a certain period. We'll start from a date and end from another date. So we'll have to make an interface that the user can use to specify the parameters of this report. First, let me show you the SQL query. Now, the normal approach is to create a model that uses a select statement inside. I would not do that because uh, that will complicate our Python codes. So as usual, I'm going to create a PostgreSQL statement that will create the select statement. Okay, so I'm going to create this procedure, save it in PostgreSQL, and call this procedure in place of that select query. That makes our Python model much simpler than having to bury the very long select statement inside Python itself. So here it is. No? This is a query that will summarize all transactions of hotel bills given a specific duration. For example, it will start from a given date, okay, using date applied, and end at another given date. Okay, so this is the procedure. I'm going to copy this. Okay, it has three parameters: date from, date to, and the company ID because our application is uh, multiple companies. Okay, so let me run it there and paste. So now I have the query that we will use, no, uh, as the main source of data for our report. Okay. Now, let me proceed to creating the view. We call it the hotel transactions dashboard. Okay. Here it is. Now, I've already created it before. This is not part of the report, so I'm not going to do it from scratch. Anyway, this is a little strange because this is a view that starts with a form. Before I discuss this view further, let me look at the Odoo model that we use to construct using the SQL store procedure that buries a select statement. Okay, so it's inside hotel transactions dashboard. Okay, that py here it is now. Okay, so first this is the hotel transactions report. Okay, we assign it a description. We assign it an auto equals false. What will auto equals false do? It will direct Odoo not to create a table. The default value is auto equals true. We do not have to create a table because we are going to derive the contents from an SQL statement. Okay. So here are the fields. You have the registration ID, the document, the date applied, the document number, the details found in the room bill.py, account title which is left join, no, to the charges table because we are going to left join to the charges table. Okay, and we are going to get the account title from there. Okay, so that's what it is. And then we have the state. Okay, the state field of the room bills model, whether it's final or canceled or draft. The debit amount. Now, in this case, since we are taking a look at the point of view of the hotel, No? So the debit amount are the payments. No? The credit amounts are the charges. In the bill, it's a different point of view. It's the point of view of the guest. So therefore, the debit there are the charges, and the credits are the payments and discounts. So we are going to interchange that here. So we also have the guest name. So we have a left join into the guests, and then we have the room name. So we have a left join into the guest registration, where we have the room ID, and left join to rooms. Okay, let me show you that. So we have a left join into hotel guest registration. We have a left join into rooms and a left join into hotel rooms. So to get the room name and the room type. And then we have the room in the hotel guest registration. We are going to get the status, whether it's checked in or checked out, or reserved. Most probably it's check in and check out, because those are the status which have charges. Okay, so we have the company ID, the company specific ID, and then we are going to create a special line number here, because the line number will no longer apply as usual. Okay, it will be a computed line number in our SQL statement. Okay, as a line number. There it is, no? Okay, the row number. Okay, now the order by here is stated at the row number, not below. So the row number is generated depending on the order of the charge name and the date applied. Okay, so the line number is generated by SQL. Why is that? Because our XML will have a difficulty generating the line number. Even Python itself will have a difficulty generating the line number, because this is a complex select query. So therefore, this line number is SQL generated from our stored procedure. So how do we initialize? We are going to initialize this by calling the hotel transaction report view, which is our stored procedure. Remember, we have create hotel transaction report view and pass dummy dates and the default company, which is the current company in the user's environment. Okay, and then likewise, we are going to format a date applied, AM and PM. Okay, uh, so that we can display it properly, because the date applied does not have the year, especially if it's the current month. Okay, so that's what we have for this model. This model is the one that calls the stored procedure with a corresponding select statement that is used to generate the reports rows. Now, let us create another model that will be used by the user to enter the needed parameters to the report. Okay, we call this the hotel transaction dashboard model. Why is that? We have to ask the user the beginning date and the end date. Usually, this is used as a transient model, but it's not recommended, because as several users create records to the table, it will create delays, no, in the execution of the insert statements in SQL. So therefore, we are going to make a formal model that has date from and date to. The purpose of this model is just to be able to use a field in a form view to ask for the parameters of the report. Now we associate it with user ID, so that only one record belonging to a particular user in a certain company will be recorded in the parameters. So this is, although this is not transient, it will not occupy so much, because one user will only use one record. Okay, if you have 10 users, there will only be 10 users all throughout the lifetime of the application. Okay, so there will be no more than that. So each user will have a date from and a date to. And of course, we are going to format those things, no? So that we can display them properly. Okay, I hope you follow. We have two models. The first model asks for the parameters of the report. The second model retrieves the value of the report from the SQL query that we have included in our PostgreSQL function. Now let's look at the dashboard. Okay, so the dashboard now contains the input for date from and date to from the hotel dashboard model. Okay, so this is a reverse. No? The first component is a form view, and the second component is the list view, which contains our report. I'm going to include this, no, in a repository again to be found on on GitHub. No, the code for this. So the option is just to get the parameters of the report, and then the field for the list view will be the report line IDs. Let's look at this. No? The report line IDs. Okay. So the report line IDs is like the room bill IDs in the guest registration.py model. Okay. This will link our header to the different transaction records that are generated. We are using many to one. Only one record, by the way, exists per user. So we are sure that this is, although there can be many users here, but in this case, no, only one record is retrieved for the hotel transaction dashboard model. Anyway, when we are going to generate the transactions corresponding to the date, no, we are going to also generate it with a function. There's the report line IDs, no. This is like the room bill IDs, no. We are going to compute it using compute report lines. Now we are going to get it, okay, from the hotel transaction report model, which is found in our hotel transaction.py, which is the second model. No? And then we are going to also define the function that will subdivide the contents into pages of 65 records each. Okay, so that's what it does. So we have a model that will be used to specify the parameters to the report and the contents of the report in an SQL statement included in a PostgreSQL function, and an XML which will ask for the parameters of the report. Let's look at manifest.py. So we now have views hotel transaction dashboard. Okay, and in our init.py in the models, let's look at the models init.py. Okay, so we now have hotel transaction dashboard, which has the two models. No, the first is for the user input, and the second is for the SQL query. Now, the hotel transaction dashboard has now a menu action and and an action. No, it's called action open hotel dashboard. Okay, and then it has a menu option which is called menu hotel transaction dashboard. Okay, and its parent will be hotel menu hotel reports, which means that in our main menu, let's look at main menu.xml. We now have a new report before master list. We call it menu hotel reports, which becomes the parent, okay, of our hotel menu dashboard. Okay, I hope you follow. We're just creating a new submenu which will contain our reports. Okay, so let's save all and run this. Okay, so it runs, and then let's open our Odoo. Sorry. Okay, let's update our hotel system. I hope there's no error. So now let's run it. Now there we have a new item in our menu. It's called hotel reports. Okay, and then we have the transaction dashboard. So there it is. Now the form view above asks for date start, okay, and date end, okay, to list down the transactions given this period. And this is actually save in a model that will store one record per user. And then we will call refresh data. And now we have retrieved the transactions, no, involving all hotel bills, no, given this period. Okay, using several guests, several rooms, and others. No, likewise, this is also divided into pages of 65 rows each, because we are going to create a report that will also be 65 lines per page. So anyway, that's the model. I'm going to show the code. The important part is how to create the report from this. No? So I will show you that in the next video. Thanks for watching this one, and bye for now.